YouTube, what's happening? Uh, I think first things first, I'm gonna try to stop saying and certain things like that, just cause I think it breaks the continuity of these videos. So with that being said, we're gonna try, and also for just oral speaking purposes, wise, I want to get better just speaking, whether it's on the camera or off camera or in front of people, whatever the case may be. Now, the reason, first things first, before we even get into that, hopefully everybody having a great day. Uh, it is Sunday, the Lord's Day, and see, just did it. I just throwing an update for y'all. I think one thing I'm starting to notice, in which I was talking to my peoples about it, is I don't have like anxiety, but like I just get real excited about things, and then I think that starts to also get me. I don't know how to explain it. You know what I'm saying? And for context, it's like I have things going on, right? In which I'm not gonna really get too into because, like I said, I don't want to speak too much on it and give too many details. But I have things, going on that I'm super excited for. It's one of those things where it's like being patient, and I think one of the things I've been reminding myself is that I worked to get to this point, and I belong in these things. If that makes sense. I'm trying to talk in code, but also trying to give y'all a better understanding for people who don't really know what I do and are just tuning in. The industry that I'm in is so like spontaneous. Like one day, like for example, I got a call at perfect example. One day I got a call. One day recently, whatever the case may be, I got a call for something that I had to be ready and there in an hour and a half. Like, but mind you, this is like during traffic, so I count that in there, and then I count actually like getting ready, like showering, finding the clothes again, like doing all that within an hour and a half, plus the traffic drive, like I said. And the thing about it is, see, my ADHD just kicked in, so I just forgot what I was talking about. But what I think I'm trying to go with it is currently right now I'm in like a that waiting period. You know what I'm saying? I just just came from same thing. 2 weeks of nonstop go go go, from teaching to auditioning to shooting films and music, like all those different things, to now setting myself for a week where there's nothing on the agenda. And I think one thing I've been trying to hold myself accountable of is my trust in God. You see, I never realized how, I'm not going to say far off, but how much I didn't prioritize and didn't invest as much energy as I used to in my relationship with God. And I will be honest and say that, like, especially now, I'm like, wow, I'm at a point where, I got to create even more and more and more out of my day. But I look at my schedule and I'm like, wow, all I really have written down is a gym. But that's also investing in myself. So why I can't be upset about that. And I just put so much trust in what I'm doing because I know that God got a plan for me. God got a plan for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So one thing I've been doing, and I used to do, in which I have like two books of these, and I just started another one. Even though I didn't finish like all the pages in the second one, I was just like, it's a new chapter. I just need to start brand new. Is I be journaling, and in my journal, I just be talking about, how I'm feeling, off the mind, kind of putting thoughts into words, if that makes sense. Not verbally, in which I feel like I would rather talk to like my voice memos and then hold that. But then again, if I do that, then it's just gonna take up mad space with the space that I already need for, the get ready with me videos, the dance videos that I be having to edit and post. So I'm trying to find a better way to do that, because I ain't gonna lie, writing, that be taking a lot out of my hand. You feel me? So I want to find a better way, but I've been doing this since freshman year. Not freshman year was like consistently, like maybe I did like every day, and then I did every other day, and I did like every week, and then I took a fat hiatus, and then I started the second book, and then I was writing about that, and then I stopped, and then I kind of was like doing it like honestly like almost once a month, and then now I found myself, being in a space, right, by myself or whatever, and having less people to talk to, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't project myself to be in large audiences with a lot of people, because I feel like a lot of people just don't not understand, but don't be on the same page, or don't have the maturity, or don't have the emotional intelligence, all those different things, which I have that small group of people, but yada, yada, yada. So I've been started back journaling, and the first time I had journaled, I did a front and back. Now, these are like regular journal pages, you know what I'm saying? Like front and back. But one thing I think is important is, I know a lot of people journal different ways. Some people journal with like certain topics. Some people journal with certain messages. Some people journal like scriptures. Some people journal, some people journal, their thoughts, which is usually me. You know what I'm saying? I just be writing down like whatever I'm thinking. I got ADHD, so my brain be moving like all throughout the day. You see, so I just be writing down just anything and everything. And most recently, I had written down. Hold on. Most recently, I have written down what I really want, especially in this current life right now. But I also know what I want and what God has planned for me can a lot of times be two different things, but also could be the same exact thing. So one thing I'm practicing a lot of is just patience. I think I've had conversations with people that had me test my patience. I've had moments where it has tested my patience, but I think patience and peace has been something that is just double P. Keep it P, always P. You know what I'm saying? Keep it patience, always peace. That might be the hook right there, honestly, to be honest. So I think I really made this video, and which is probably the only thing that this video is gonna show, is like keep going. Honestly, I know I talk a lot about it, about thinking about your younger self, but I used to live in a time where I thought my past was always in my present, if that makes sense. Like I'm just repeating the same things that I did in my past in my present, and I'm just not growing. But now I got to a point where I feel like I grow a lot more mature, a lot more intelligent, a lot smarter about the way that I react to things. You know what I'm saying? I used to just go, you feel me? Like just not even think before I speak or think before I react. I used to just react, and out of just defense, like pure defense. And now I get to a point where I'm like, I just know how to walk away. I know how to just not be a punching bag, but also just be like, okay, you got it. And then just let that, you know what I'm saying? Because I truly feel like I'm not going to be the one to check people. I don't think that's my job. That's up to God. See what I'm saying? Obviously, there's going to be a certain point where it's like, they ain't going to disrespect me in front of my face. I'm going to shut it down. But I'm not going to, take it to social media or talk about you to other people's bags. You know what I'm saying? All in all, I know I just went on like multiple different topics, but I really just make this video to serve as a point for myself that I'm in the right direction. I think a lot of times I don't get caught up in social media and like watching other people's progress, because then you just start to it starts to become detrimental to yourself, in the sense of I know people that are traveling and touring and doing this and doing that, and then I'm sitting here like, dang, I really just woke up. All I did today was just go to the gym and cook food and wake up for the next day. But that's a blessing in itself, because a lot of people can't wake up. A lot of people can't, you know, have that time to themselves or have time to breathe. A lot of people can't even make it to the gym. A lot of people can't even make it to walk. You know what I'm saying? So there's people that would die to be in the position that I'm in. And I think that's one of the main things that I'm reminding myself. I truly feel like September, October, December, but specifically something about September really, I feel like it's really going to push me. It's only September 7th today. So there's still so much more. There's about, 30 days in September, April, June, and November. 30 days past September, April, June, and November. That's what they say, right? Something like that. They say something like that, but I truly feel like there's going to be a lot that's going to happen, and already there's been doors that's been opened, or that are opening for me, I should say. So I'm just grinding, making every opportunity happen. And I feel like one of the cool things about making videos like this is that a year later from now, or 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, I'll be able to look back at this video and be like, dang, bruh, like, it's almost crazy to even see that I'm in this position now. 10 years from now, what position am I going to be in? And still keep going, and still vlogging, and still creating, and still doing me, and all these different things. So I feel like that's honestly one of the other reasons why I enjoy like doing YouTube. Do a lot of people comment? Do a lot of people view? Do a lot of people like? Not really, no. But it's not really about that. That's also the same mindset I go about, posting videos and stuff like that. Do I get like 60 comments on a choreography video, or 100 comments, or 15,000 views on my videos when I post them? No. But it's really for me, because I love what I do and I just want to post about what I do. It's as simple as that. It's almost like that's really it. Somebody asked me, like, Alex, like, what do you want to do? Like, if there's one thing that you've done, or if there's one thing you could do right now that you'd be like, yeah, you made it, what would it be? And I was like, I already work with Nike. That was great for me, honestly, and for the world, to be honest. But specifically when we're talking about like me, right? I was like, yeah, I work with Nike. Like that's always been a dream for me when I was younger, like to work with a brand that, I got baby photos of me wearing a white Nike headband on my head. Baby photos, like 1 year old, before 1 year old, just sitting there. Nike headband. I had Nike shoes. I was running up these Nike shoes. I had a couple specific pairs that I literally would never throw away. I was wearing AF1s, and as soon as I beat down my AF1s to the point where the soles got yellow and all around it got creased and crunched and dirty, then that's when I got my other ones. And you know what I'm saying? Like I did that, but obviously there's more points that I want to get into. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, right? I'm going to listen to y'all. Everything I want to do. Before I even say this, I feel like I dream to a point where people are like, wow, like, there's just so, like, how are you able to think about all these things? I'm like, one is ADHD. And two is because these are all the things that I was told I couldn't do. These are all the things that people thought I couldn't do, but I still do them. Or I still want to do them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I told y'all, man, still want to dance and still want to perform, right? Whether that's concert or commercial, whether that's artists, brands, tours, whatever the case may be, music videos, everything. Choreograph, I mean, y'all, I'm doing that right now. Like, I've kind of switched off my freestyle mind and put on back my choreo mind, but I'm still alternating between the two because I'm still freestyling. Movement direct, creative direct, act, DJ, fashion, model. Like, I think all in all, the line that I tell people, they said, "What do you want to do in life? Like, what do you want to do? I want to live a life I can vacation in." Because when I'm able to go late and or not go late, go all day creating, working with all these different people, collaborating, working on myself, feeling good, feeling healthy. I feel like I have a fresh fit on. I've listened to music all day. I just worked with this person and started this for myself and started a brand and things like that. I'm like, yo, this is lit. It's kind of like the fashion streetwear slash model lifestyle. People just like going through the stuff like that, and then also added in that what I'm already doing, which is like the dancing, the teaching, the doing all this and doing all that. So yeah, I don't say I have goals because goals are made to break slash achieve, and goals are very temporary, just like life is. But I feel like for me, I'm here for the journey, like wherever life takes me and whatever God has planned for me. And oftentimes, well, less now, but I used to like kind of doubt God because what I realized is, for the reason that I realized that it just takes so much time, and I often have a love hate relationship with time, but I'm starting to really enjoy time now because the time I have now is so precious. Like being at this age, being able to have the body that I do, being able to work the way that I do, have the mind the way that I do, have the mental stability the way that I do, to have the family and support the way I do. Like that's all such a privilege, and that works in this time. So I've started to realize that just to continue praying, continue working hard, you know, everything is gonna work out. Everything is gonna make its way. Oftentimes, like even today, for example, which is really why I was like, let me just get on here and like just start chatting for a little bit. Is like today, for example, I was going through my day or whatever, and then I saw this thing on Twitter in which my Twitter is very different from like other people's Twitter. A lot of people have like funny stuff and things like that, but I saw um, I saw this thing on Twitter, and there's like a couple of people that I follow with like inspirational and things like that, and it was really it said go to bed tonight trusting God that He will fix whatever your situation is, and I ain't gonna lie, it low key like struck me because I was like, wow. I was like, I feel like this week will be my week. Not to say last week wasn't. Last week was great. I worked a lot. I did a lot, but I think as I start to go and as I start to continue to move and everything, like I'm just gonna keep doing more and more and more for myself. Connect more, reach out more, network more, work on myself more, work on my relationships with others more, just like continuously because that's really what it is. That's really what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Like making the way for yourself because nobody's gonna do the work for you, right? I've had people just here's a job, here's this opportunity while they just or say like you will lose and nobody was gonna do that for me. So let me make that for myself. So that was like I don't even know if I chopped any of that, but that was dead 20 minutes of me talking nonstop. Am I a yapper? No. But I think there's a lot of value on people have to say, so you always gotta listen. So, anyways, I'm gonna catch y'all on the next vlog. Do I know what it's gonna be about? Hell nah. But, needless to say, we still going, we still making it happen. Appreciate y'all for a lot. See, this is what happens. This is why I chop certain times. Appreciate y'all for watching the video. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. Deuces.